Alrighty, well, it's gonna be a little more off the cuff tonight, kind of like last week, but it should be fine. So like I said earlier, that's a nice car. It is. I like it. It's the Dominus GT. I really like the hitboxes on it. Anyway, guys, if you don't know what SeraphShares is, it's just once a week. I like to take 5 or 10 minutes, and I just talk to you guys. Talk to you guys about whatever's been on my mind, whatever I've been thinking about. Normally it's something encouraging, something that you guys can learn from my mistakes, or something like that. So tonight we're going to talk about stress. That's probably something we can all relate to. For me, like you guys know that I stress over little things, that I'll just super duper think about anything, even if like I have no control over it. I'll just think about it so much, and I'll stress over it. That's like my normal stress. And depending on what it is that I'm thinking about, depends on how much that stresses me out. If it's like something really serious that I'm super analyzing, well then that's not good. But a lot of people get stressed out through like school and work and stuff. And me personally, my work it's becoming increasingly stressful, unfortunately. But then again, on the flip side of that, I'm only gonna be working there for another 2 weeks, so there's that. But for like, I work in childcare, right? So I work with kids, and like, I wish I could love it. I really wish that I could love working with kids. But the reality is, there's way more to it than just working with kids, because you also have to work with their parents. And the parents aren't always, the best. Sometimes the parents are hard to work with, in addition to the child being hard to work with. And on top of that, there's a whole lot of like legal trouble that you have the potential to get in when you work with children. Like, I'm finding more and more, there's just so many like rules and stuff. Like, you can't do this, you can't do this. Like, don't even look at the child funny, else DSS might come get you. Like, it's ridiculous. All that aside though, the reason why my work stresses me out so much is because I feel like I'm not making a difference. When I first started working there, I really felt like I could make a difference in these kids' lives. I really felt like I could use my talents working with children to just really impact them. But unfortunately, I'm coming to see more and more that there honestly isn't much I can do, because ultimately they're not my children. My time with them is limited, and whatever I teach them seems to get lost in just all the busyness of the world. And I don't handle them the same way that their parents handle them. So I'll handle them a certain way at school when they're with me, and then they'll go home to their parents and be handled a completely different way. And then they come back to me and they're like, what are your rules again? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, my work stresses me out because I don't feel like I'm making a difference in the world anymore. I'm just like babysitting kids, and it's just not fun anymore, unfortunately. I really wish it was. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, when the kids are having a good day and we're all just messing around, having fun. But most of the time, it's just not. It's just not. And that's really unfortunate. But on the other hand, you guys know that I'm really working into GodSquad right now, especially at the end of this month, when I'll be doing that full time. So excited for that, by the way. But and GodSquad, as awesome as it is, it's a whole nother realm of stress for me. A whole nother realm for stress. And that's for a number of reasons. Like I talked about a couple weeks ago, and I think it was the qualified. God qualifies the unqualified. Pretty sure it was that one. You can check that out up here. But it's stressful for me because I represent the God Squad, right? I don't want to mess up. I want to portray God Squad, and as a result, Christ, in a good light. So I'm constantly putting myself under a microscope, making sure what I do is representative of the God Squad and representative of Christ. And sometimes I mess up, guys. Sometimes I mess up. Do you remember the time I got salty? If you don't, I'll link it to you, but it'll be up there if you're watching on YouTube. That's the time I got salty, and it was, I mean, well, that's just me talking about the time I got salty, but it wasn't good. We all mess up, and even though I try my hardest, sometimes I don't represent God Squad well. So that stresses me out, just trying to represent God Squad well. But I'm coming to find that ministry in general is extremely stressful. And like I said, it's a whole nother realm of stress. Like talking to people and trying to work through their problems, work through their shortcomings, when sometimes they don't even want your help. Man, that's tough. That's really tough sometimes. Like, I want to help these people. I want to help anyone who I come in contact with whatever it is they're going through. And sometimes I'm just not reaching them correctly. I'm just not connecting with them. They're not getting what I'm saying. I'm not getting what they're saying. It just doesn't work. Sometimes they don't want my help at all. And here I am with just a broken heart for them, because I know that on the inside they're hurting, and that they don't really mean what they're saying, or just something. And I want to help them so badly, and I don't know if I'm the one to help them. Like, obviously I'm not gonna be able to help everyone to 100% of what they need, but I want to help everyone. And it's like, I've been dealing with stuff lately that I never ever even imagined that I'd be dealing with, and to try to help people with their issues while at the same time working on my own issues is really stressful. And I'm not saying all this for pity or anything, or because I want you to feel bad for me, but I'm just saying ministry is stressful. I'm coming to find that more and more. You know, at the beginning of this, I just thought, you know, I'd come in, I'd make some sick, nasty videos, and it'd all be great. But the more and more I get involved, the more and more I help out. Ministry is really stressful. And it's completely different from the stress that my work gives me. Because with my work, it's like, it's a futile feeling almost. I don't feel useful at my work. Useful to like society or anything, that is. Not like actually useful to the job. Which hopefully I am, you know. But in ministry, it's like people's lives, their emotions, their state of mind, they're somewhat dependent on you. And to have that weighing on you, I guess, is just really stressful. The fact that these are your people that you're to minister to, and you've got to try to help them. And so when you can't help them, it gets you down, and it's like, man, I really wish I could help these people more, or I knew what to say or do better. But like, kind of like I talked about last week, I'm learning to just leave it to God, you know? I know I'm not going to be able to help just anyone and everyone that comes across my stream or the Discord or anything. I'm not going to be able to help every single person. But there's somebody in our community that can help them. And if there isn't, then God can help them at the very least. So I'm just trying to take comfort in that lately. And I'm doing an okay job. You know, I've got a lot of great support. Pastor Boss in particular has just been really discipling me lately, and he's stinking amazing. But guys, ministry is really stressful. In a way that makes you want to try harder. It's funny because stress normally makes you want to give up, but the stress that comes along with ministry, it makes you want to try harder in some ways, and that's really good. It's what I'm trying to just keep my eyes on and power through, you know. Gosh, like, it's a good thing I got God on my side, because else I'd be up the creek without a paddle or something like that. I mean, seriously. Anyway, that's my spiel on stress and me lately. Hope you guys are doing all right with stress in your life. But yeah, like, if you guys ever need to talk about anything, like, I will try my best to help you. I really will. And I'll really wish that I can help you. But sometimes I'm just not the right person. Sometimes I'm just not.